What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Man Boom, and I am back for another video. And been watching wrestling lately. I've been watching wrestling lately, and I've been trying to get into these characters. One of the newest characters in wrestling is, I guess, Seth Rollins' character. And Seth freaking Rollins' character. The over the top Seth Rollins, I guess that'll be his character. Then the crowd cheering and stuff. Now look, I thought the character was annoying at first. That was the main thing. I was annoyed of the character. I remember it like around that Cody Rhodes time. He's like facing Cody. I was like, what is this? This is terrible. This is goofy, cringy, and this just does not work. This does not work. It just like he was just doing anything. And was it the cult leader character he had too? I wasn't really watching wrestling, but that character he had, it was like, so you just gonna steal CM Punk's whole thing. And CM Punk did it better. He did it better, and then his version was just super, just trying to steal great value version. And they did this character, Seth freaking Rollins' character. At first, I was like, what is this? This is silly and stupid. Like, you just ruined one of the best characters. The chant started happening. The fans started doing the cheering thing. It's like, oh, that's really kind of cool. Like fan interaction, having the fans getting hyped for stuff. And I've noticed that they've kind of been doing that recently with like the Cody Rhodes theme and his theme. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Like that at least adds something to the character. I was like, I kind of like it a little bit more. And I was like, okay. And then he kind of started chilling out with the goofy stuff, and I was like, okay, I kind of mess with this Seth Rollins. I kind of mess with him. He's just kind of over the top version of his old self, and now I'm getting to now they've ruined it, made the chants. It's like his only thing. The chant, the people just keep cheering, do the thing, and the crowd gets hype, and they do the stupid thing now. I like the chants, but they do the stupid thing now where like in the middle of a ring, once he gets in the ring, like this, it's like a spotlight on him, and then they just keep doing the chanting and stuff, and then he don't even really get to talk most times. Somebody just attack the Judgment Day would attack him or something. It's like, yo, this is stupid. This is his character now. Like that's the only thing he does now, and it's like, man, they cannot get Seth Rollins right. It made me just come to that conclusion. It made me come to that conclusion that they cannot do him right. It's pretty sad, and it made me come to a conclusion. He peaked in 2015. He peaked in 2015, man. That's when I was kind of coming back into wrestling, and like he turned on the Shield. Then he joined the Authority. Yeah, I remember the thing about it is I loved the 2015 Seth Rollins. I remember fans just are just so weird. They was like, oh, he all he does is run away and he cheats to win and stuff. And now everybody acts like that's the goal to Seth Rollins. It's like y'all need to stop acting the way y'all don't want to act. Just be honest how y'all feel. Like he was great at the time. He was a great bad guy, and the laugh and like him just doing bad guy stuff is like, yo, this is great. His rise to the top and the way he talked and stuff. He was like a real like evil character. He's kind of like Edge for the new generation. And it was like, okay, this works. Like this is good. And then his matches, man, he was having some bangers, man. He had the stuff with Dean Ambrose in 2014. The stuff with Dean Ambrose in 2014. He was in that Money in the Bank match that was great. Then he basically ended the year with Dean Ambrose. Then you had the 2014 Survivor Series. He was in that match. Great. Forgot what he did. I forgot what TLC 2014 was like. I think he might not have been there. Can't really remember though. Can't remember. Then actually he fought John Cena. He fought John Cena in 2014 at TLC. Then 2015 Royal Rumble. We know what that was. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena versus Seth Rollins. That was like the great. It's still one of the greatest matches like of all time. That was a great triple threat match. I think that was like maybe my favorite triple threat match of all time. It's up there. That was a great match. Fastlane 2015. I feel like it was him and the Authority versus Dolph Ziggler and Good Guys, a group of good guys, and that was a good match too. From what I remember, that was a good match. Then WrestleMania 2015, him versus Randy Orton. Good match. And then you end the night off. Well, first I gotta talk about that RKO. Seth Rollins is part of one of the greatest RKOs in history. Banger moment. Then you got the cash in at the end of WrestleMania 31. And that was a great moment also. He cashed in, won the money back. And that's why I say he's like the edge of our generation. That ultimate like opportunist thing. It's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Then he started defending the title more and more. Then I remember I remember that night after WrestleMania when Brock Lesnar tried to tag him and stuff. That was a cool moment. And then you got the stuff with John Cena. Like that, oh my gosh. SummerSlam. He had well actually when Dean Ambrose that one time, Dean Ambrose like almost beat him for the title and he almost won the belt. That was a hype moment. Then you got SummerSlam with John Cena where he won the US title and the WWE title at the same time with Jon Stewart helping him, and then he broke John Cena's nose too. That match was really good too. That one was great. And then you had the Sting match at Night of Champions, and he fought John Cena the same night. That was great. And even the Kane stuff. The Kane was his last feud. Even the Kane stuff was okay. Like, it was cool seeing Kane playing like the comedic character and like acting like he was gonna turn on Seth Rollins and stuff. All of that was cool too. Then he returned in then he got hurt at the end of 2015. He had a great 2015. I know it don't matter, but he got the Slammy Award for great best wrestler of 2015. He earned that. That was his year. That man was on it. Then 2016. First of all, he should have been a good guy coming back. He should have been a good guy. That was the first thing. 2016 came back, was a bad guy actually. And then it took them months to change it. Then he became a good guy. He had that feud with Triple H. It kind of wasn't as cool as it could have been. I don't really remember anything from the Triple H feud besides Triple H turning on him. It could have been better. Then I stopped watching wrestling. I heard about, I guess, he had some good Intercontinental title run or something, or United States Championship run. I wasn't watching, so I don't know. Then you got 2019 Seth Rollins I've heard about too. I wasn't watching. But then I guess people turned on him or whatever. Like he was a bland good guy like Ricochet or whatever, and people turned on him. And from what I've seen in those clips, it's like, oh, this is horrible. It was pretty bland. He didn't really have a character. He was just the good guy that was always fighting the bad guys every week on Raw. And that can get boring after a while. So I get that. And then you got when actually I was watching Survivor Series 2019. I was like, I just want to see this pay-per-view because I wasn't watching wrestling at the time. And I guess at the time, Seth Rollins, they wanted he was about to turn back into a bad guy because he was like, man, fans do not like him as a good guy anymore. So he's like a bad guy and a good guy at the same time on the pay-per-view. And it's so weird. I was like, what is going on with Seth Rollins? Then you got the cult leader. But I've already talked about that, though. But the point I made is Seth Rollins, man, just 2015 he was just on a different level. He had those matches with Neville and stuff and John Cena. It was just a fun time to be a wrestling fan. He was killing it. And Authority was a good group. I don't care what nobody says. That was a banger group. One of my favorite groups. And then just his stuff with the Shield, too. Like his stuff with Dean Ambrose and stuff. Seth Rollins was just on a different level at the time. He did his thing. And they got to figure something out, man. He got to go back to 2015 Seth Rollins. He has to go back. Maybe he got to turn into a bad guy and go back to that old Seth Rollins, man. He got to go back because something's wrong. Something's wrong with this character. It's not working. But peace out, y'all. Kind of overdid it. I know fans love him. I love him too. I think this character It's still working. I think people are doing it, overdoing it a little bit. It's still loved by people, but I think over time this character will get old. And yeah, that's how I feel, man. Peace out.